Chevy TrailBlazer. This car got a humming noise. It's coming from this bearing in here. This is the front hub bearing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this axle bolt here, see if this axle moves. Sometimes this is jammed up. Then after that, if it is jammed up, you don't want to mess with it unless you have the proper tools. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna match up a socket and see if this axle moves out. We're gonna take out the, let me get my light little closer. We're gonna take out the tie rod bolt in the back here. This tie rod bolt, we're gonna take that out. We're going to take out the caliper, which are the number 17s in the back. That's the 17 here. We're gonna take out the caliper bracket bolt up in the top here and one in the bottom, and also the caliper bolt here. You're gonna have caliper out of the way, the bracket out of the way, the rotor is gonna come out, axle bolt is gonna come out, and the tie rod is gonna come out. And then we're gonna have access to like 2 little bolts on this side and 2 on the opposite side. This the axle is leaked out there. It's a little mess here, but that's fine. We gotta work in there. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the tie rod bolt first. And we have that bolt out of there. Now we're gonna take out the center bolt for the axle. We have to see if it moves before we do anything, or we don't want to mess with it unless we have proper tools. Keep going. You gotta take it easy. All right, so that's out. Let's push this axle in. Let's see if it moves. So this one doesn't move, but we have the proper tools. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna heat this up if we need to. Let's go get a punch. Put a punch right in the center, see if this axle moves. All right, so we got this thing hammered in. It's moving, so that's a good sign. You can see the axle goes in. That's it. That's how far this is gonna go. Just wanted to see if it moves, because a lot of time it's stuck to the spindle. It doesn't want to come out, so that's a good sign. So we're gonna take out this tie rod next. We're gonna tap it. You can hit it. There you go. That's how that comes down. So now we can move this around a little bit. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out the brakes. We're gonna take out this caliper and the bracket. Go ahead. It's a 17. All right, so we're gonna use the impact gun. We're gonna take both of these out. And next, we're gonna take out this number 17 in the bottom on the caliper and the top, and we're gonna remove that caliper out of the way. So we have that out. It's a very light caliper, and we're gonna just let it sit somewhere. Alright, next we're gonna remove this bolt here and this bolt there. That's the number 19. Go back in, so it should loosen up. Is that a 19 or it might be 17?
It's a 19.
So why is it stuck? You gotta do it with the gun. This is not a 19, it's an 18, and this is an 18 also. You can do that. You're gonna have to hold this. There you go, everything just falls. It's okay. That's what you want, everything to come out. Just move it over there. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out this rotor and put this rotor away. Take out this rotor, so I can end the video here. This rotor comes out. So we got this hub assembly in there, and we have a couple of bolts in the back. See that bolt right there, the one down there, and this one on the opposite side. So we got 3 bolts. Remove this Allen bolt right here, and we're gonna get this ABS sensor out of there. I got a feeling we're gonna have an issue after we remove this and we change all this. The ABS light's gonna come on because we went through that before once. The ABS didn't meet the sensor. So you can wiggle that sensor out of there slowly. You don't want to go crazy with this because this will break. So you want to twist it, turn it, twist it, turn it, twist it, turn it. Put some WD-40 right in there. So we're gonna spray some in there, and just grab it, twist it, and turn it, and see if it comes out slowly, gently. How's that camera doing?
You recording any stuff?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, we can talk.
That camera is good, man.
Yeah, that's the camera we had like a week back, right? 2 weeks.
Hey, yo, you make money off of this?
It's very tough to get out. You just don't want to pull it, yank it, because it will break. So if you're gonna leave this right here, that's an O-ring that gets caught up in there with the corrosion. And next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this a little bit, the whole thing. Can you twist it? Now, if we go in the back, you're gonna see a bolt like this one right here, and there's one on the top. We're gonna fish those out. Okay, match up a socket or something. What size is that?
18.
It's 18.
Not moving. Let me see 17.
So this is the one we're getting out. There's 3 of them.
This is 19. This is 19. Yeah. 17.
18. It's 18. So that's an 18 millimeter there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this gun to work. Starts right here. There you go. That's one. We got 2 more to go. Now you can twist this way, and we'll get to the 3rd one. Mess in there. This is that axle. There you go. So we have all 3 bolts out. Now the hard part. We're gonna hammer this right here. But we're gonna be careful with this sensor here. Grab a hammer. We're gonna hammer this and break this hub loose. Go ahead. Yeah. There you go. Now this one is pretty easy. This plate, you don't want to damage this plate because it goes back together. So we're gonna tap it softly here. We're gonna separate it slowly. Or we'll take it out and then we'll take it out and we'll take it out apart outside. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push this axle in there because the only thing holding this is right now the axle. So we'll hit that axle some more and hold this at the same time. and we'll get that out of there. While he hammers the axle out of there, so there you go, you have the hub assembly out. That's a hub assembly. So we still gotta take out this metal plate here softly, and after that we're gonna clean the hub area right here, and we're gonna install everything back together. Good, and the plate just fell apart. There you go, that's the plate. We're gonna use that plate, and we have that plate out of from the bearing. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a wire brush and we're gonna clean the surface of the spindle here, and then we're gonna put everything back together. Take a wire brush and we'll clean this spindle up a little bit, and we'll clean the inside a little bit, lift up this axle here, scrub it inside a little bit. We'll get a flathead screwdriver, we'll move the rust and corrosion right here. Grab the flathead. So you're gonna do that, and once you have that in, once you have that clean, put a little bit of grease on it, and we'll show you once the job is complete. Alright, so the memory was full on my camera, but meanwhile, while the camera was unloading on the memory, what we did was we put that number 18 in there, the one on the top here, there's one more on the opposite side over here. So we got 3 of the bolts in there. All we're gonna do is we're gonna tighten this, and it's gonna snug this bearing into the spindle. Alright, so we're gonna tighten these evenly first to get them in there before we tighten them up nice and tight. So we're gonna tighten that as much as possible, and this bearing is gonna start compressing to its position. There's one in the back. He's gonna go to the one in the back now. Let me take my light to the back, and I'll show you the back. Now one of the top, and this bearing is gonna go in. You see that it started going in already? It's gonna take its place where it belongs. There you go, and then get the other one. You're gonna get them all 3 evenly. Alright, we got it to the farthest place. It's nice and snug. Now what we'll do is we'll tighten them nice and tight. Yeah, grab the gun. Alright, so he has the bolts in there, and we're gonna just tighten them real good. That's one. We'll get the one on the top, nice and tight. bolt is coming out from the other end, and then we got one in the back. That's it. It's flush. So we're done there. Next, what we'll do is we'll put this sensor in. Right now we have a lot of space and we can see right through it. We're gonna clean that up a little bit. And there you go. That's the ABS bearing, ABS sensor there. That's enough. We're gonna put that in there, stick that in there. Make sure it snaps in there just like that. And then we'll take this little bolt there. This is the Allen bolt that holds that sensor down. And then what you do is you tighten that up. So far, so good. It's grease everywhere because of the axle. When you put the rotors in, make sure you don't get that grease on the rotor. That's it. Alright, that's done. What we'll do next is we'll put the axle bolt. We'll tighten that up right now. So it comes with a new axle bolt. And we'll tighten that up. Nice and tight. Hold it for moving. So that's nice and tight. Next, what we'll do is we'll put the rotor on. Make sure you don't put the grease on the rotor, so be careful. So you take your rotor, you put that on. The bearing is done, so pretty much we just gotta put everything back together now. We'll take the brake caliper bracket. Don't worry about it, leave the brakes out. We'll put the bracket in next. That goes in with two number 18s. One on the top, one on the bottom. There we have those two, and we're gonna tighten them, and then we'll put the brake pads in and put the caliper in. One, two. That's it. Next, we'll put the brakes in. So the brake pads go in next. One. Don't forget the second pad. I've seen people put one pad in, the other one's not in. Sometimes I've seen pads upside down, backwards. Alright, so take the caliper. Sometimes sometimes you have to compress those pistons a little bit again. But let's see if this one goes in. Just pull it like that. There you go. And then you're gonna take your tool number 17s. You're gonna put those in. And once you tighten those, that's say you're done. You can put the tire back on, test drive the car. The humming noise that was coming from this car should not be there anymore.
This is the tire rod.
And also we forgot, one thing we forgot is the tie rod on the other side. So we'll tighten that after this. You don't want to over tighten these because they're, that's it. And then same thing on the other side. Now we're gonna turn this over and we're gonna put this tie rod in. You're gonna tighten that and that's it. You can double check everything after that just to make sure and you're done. And make sure you test drive the car before you give it to the customer. Sometimes the plate touches